comment section right now, I am an overcomer. That's what we have to develop, that mentality. Even there may be someone that's struggling right now, going through seasons where you've been diagnosed with cancer, not just breast cancer, or you've been given some diagnosis or prognosis.
Even emotional.
You got to make this declaration that you are an overcomer.
Yes.
And so I need you to declare that. I need you to keep saying, Lord, I trust you. Lord,
Yes.
I believe you.
Yes.
Lord, I stand on your word.
Yes.
And so not only should we have that overcomer attitude, but we need that endurance.
Yes, Lord.
Going back to what you talked about, you if you're going to get to the shore, and many of us that knows anything about exercise, especially in water, water aerobics, First Lady does water aerobics.
Yes.
It can be strenuous. It works your
Yes.
muscles. Swimming is an exercise.
Yes.
But no matter how tired you are, you got to press past what you believe is your limit.
And you know what, Bishop, as you were talking now, truth be told, I've taken swimming lessons before when I was younger with my brother, and he actually swims like a fish. But with me, it's always been that trust factor. I can remember, and I probably was a little shell-shocked too, because back then they would just throw you in the water, even, in water aerobics, or when you get into swim lessons, I'm sorry, not the water aerobics, but swim lessons as a child, they would be in the water and somebody else would throw you in the water, but it would take me so long to get to that point. Now, I'm believing the Lord that I'm going to get to that point to take the swim lessons again. But I am grateful and thankful that I do know how to float with the weights. But I learned that it's about trust. It's about that letting go. And the ladies around me, they're old enough to be my mother and grandmother. They'll say, just relax. Just relax. You're going to float, but in some kind of way in my mind, I'm still without the floats, fighting against the water. So we have to get to a place of total trust and relax.
Yeah. And that gives you this again ability of focus that also have this mentality, I can make it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get to the shore.
Yeah.
I'm an overcomer. And then I have to have that endurance. Paul tells Timothy, endure hardness like a good soldier. And then not only does it has to do with endurance, but it also has to do with perseverance. Don't quit. Don't give up. As long as there's God, there's hope.
Absolutely.
You hear me? As long as there's God, there is hope. There's absolutely nothing too hard for God.
I would say, Bishop, as long as there is God, number one, but as long as there is breath in our body.
Come on.
There is hope. Bishop, I know we've been talking about some physical illnesses and challenges, but, I'm always going to lean towards, most definitely, the emotional and mental issues and challenges, because it ends up manifesting in our body. And even within our mind, the enemy, we know that the battlefield is in our mind, and he will try to war against it day and night. But we have to have that endurance to be even the more relentless. Sometimes I was speaking with somebody on today, you can know around a certain season, the enemy doesn't have any new tricks, just little new faces, maybe a different situation, but it's the same thing. And that's why we have to be real with ourselves, and we have to know ourselves. Sometimes he will, around a certain time, Bishop, the holidays are coming up. And, I've been talking about, and I decree and declare, and God's still saying that that family situation, that family feud, is going to be settled. Somebody's family, you're going to be healed this holiday season. I believe it and I receive it in Jesus' name. But a lot of times persons, it's like a cloud that will come over persons, or a spirit of depression, or a spirit of hopelessness, a